Hi guys, I'm Dr. Leah and I'm the founder of Epilinks, and today I'm going to teach you how to read the ingredients as a pharmacist. So, you pick up a moisturizer, you flip it over, you see something that looks like this. Water, aqua, glycerin, caprylic, capric, triglyceride, cetyl alcohol, glycerylcetiriate, prunus, amygdalus, dulcis, oil, niacinamide, phenoxyethanol, perfume, blah, 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 blah. You put it down because you genuinely cannot tell if it's safe for you, right? This is a problem tens of millions of people with allergies, celiac disease, and skin sensitivities face every time they try to buy a new skincare product. The solution isn't simpler industry, it's learning the code, and you can do it. Once you know the rules, you can audit any product in under 2 minutes. I promise this to you. Rule number 1. Ingredients are listed in descending order of concentration. So this is the most important rule in cosmetic labeling, and it is actually universal all over the world. By law, in the United States, Europe, and most other regulated markets, cosmetic ingredients must be listed from the highest to lowest concentration, down to 1%. Ingredient present at less than 1% can be listed in any order after the 1% threshold. What this actually means? Well, the first 3 to 5 ingredients make up the bulk of the product. Really, often 70 to 90% of the formula. So if water, aqua, is first, it's a water-based formula. Most moisturizers and serums are water-based. If an oil or butter is first, it's an oil-based or anhydrous formula. An active ingredient listed in 15th or 20th ingredient list, it's really at a trace concentration, probably less than 0.5%. So the hero ingredient on the front of the package can legally be present at a concentration so low that it has no meaningful effect. And that's what marketing usually does. So what is the allergen implication? An allergen in the top 5 ingredients is a much more significant concern than one appearing near the end of the list. However, for contact allergies, even a small trace such as gluten when you have celiac disease can trigger reactions in sensitized individuals. So the position doesn't eliminate the risk. It just indicates the scale of exposure and the safety of it. Rule number 2, INCI names are not the same as common names. INCI standard stands for International Nomenclature of Cosmetic Ingredients. Let's call it INCI. It's a standardized system used globally to name cosmetic ingredients. And it's the source of most consumer confusion because INCI names often bear no resemblance to the ingredient's common name, like a real name. And that's very critical for allergy identification because allergies routinely hide behind INCI names that give no hint of its true identity. Rule number 3, the 1% cliff means the end of the list can be unpredictable. So it's noted above, ingredients present at less than 1% can be listed in any order. And this has 2 important implications. So active ingredients can be anywhere after 1% cliff. So the marketing will say it is salicylic acid, but it could be like 0.5%, nothing. You cannot really tell from position alone whether an active in the final third of the list is at 0.5 or 0.0001%. Allergens can also appear at the end in any order. So fragrance is almost always in trace amounts, less than 1%, and appears near the end, but it's one of the most potent contact allergens, regardless of its low concentration or any concentration. This is why reading the entire ingredient list, not just the top 5, matters for allergy identification. Fragrance appearing as ingredient number 18 in a 20 ingredient list can still cause a severe reaction in a very sensitive skin individual. Rule number 4, fragrance and perfume are black boxes. So the words fragrance or perfume on an ingredient list are legally classified as a single ingredient, but they are not. They can represent a mixture of hundreds of individual chemical compounds, most of which are not disclosed. This legal loophole, maintained to protect proprietary formulas, means a product can list one ingredient, fragrance or perfume, that actually contains many of them: cinnamol, limonene, linalool, eugenol, and dozens of other documented synthesizers, none of which appear on the label. There is no way to know from the label what specific fragrance compounds are present. So a product labeled only 1% fragrance could still expose you to synthesizing concentration of specific compounds. European Union has responded to this by requiring disclosure of 26 specific fragrance allergens when present above threshold concentration. So EU compliant products must list individual fragrance components such as linalool, limonene, or citronellol alongside the word perfume. So they have to list it out. In the US, for now, this disclosure is not required. So the only safe approach really for fragrance sensitive or allergy prone skin, choose fragrance free products. No fragrance. Not unscented, which can use masking fragrance to achieve a neutral smell. Yes, it happens, but fragrance free, meaning no fragrance compounds were added at all. Like at Epilinks, we use fragrance free, so we don't add any fragrance to mask any smell. Sometimes, that's why sometimes it smells a bit like oily or like an extract, like a berry extract. So here's a systemic approach to auditing any product in under 2 minutes. Let's talk about this. Step 1, scan for perfume or fragrance, 10 seconds. If it is present anywhere in the list, it's a potential trigger for fragrance-sensitive skin. For anyone with contact dermatitis, rosacea, eczema, or general skin reactivity, put it down. Step 2. Scan for gluten-containing inky names. 20 seconds. What you need to search for is triticum, which is wheat, hordeum, which is barley, avena, which is oats, can be contaminated with gluten, cicale, which is rye, hydrolyzed wheat, wheat germ, or spelt. Any of this not celiac safe. And of course, gluten and wheat are not. Step 3, scan for nut-derived inky names, 20 seconds. So this is a little bit tricky. Search for prunus, which is almonds and plums, macadamia, corylus, which is hazelnut, juglans, which is walnut, anacardium, which is cashew, bertolletia, which is Brazil nut. Any of this, not oil present. If you have nut sensitivity or nut allergy, put it down. Step 4, check for common synthesizer preservatives, 10 seconds. Search for methyl isotiazolinone. And I'll put it down. Caton CG, quaternium 15, DMDM hudantoin. These are the most documented contact allergen preservatives. Step 5, check concentration clues, 10 seconds. For any concerning ingredient you found, check its position in the list. Remember the top 5 and the most important, right? High concentration, significant exposure. Near the end, lower concentration, still relevant if it's fragrance or any allergens that you are allergic for. Total 70 seconds. Faster once you memorize the key inky names. If you can't, go on Clot, put it in, and it will tell you whether it has any of the allergens you may be allergic for. Frequently asked questions. Let's talk about it. Why do ingredient lists look different on different products for the same ingredient? Inky names are standardized, but some brands still choose to use common names alongside or instead of inky names on their labeling. So ingredient is the same, but the name convention can differ. If you see aloe vera leaf juice on one product, it can say aloe barbadensis leaf juice on another. It's the same ingredient. So when in doubt, search the INCI database for cross-reference. Just go on cloth. What does aqua mean versus water? Aqua is the INCI name for water. They are identical ingredients. Some brands use aqua. Sounds fancy. It's standard INCI name. Some use water and then aqua into parentheses to make it more consumer friendly. Some use just water. So the regulatory requirement is aqua, but additional common name disclosure is also permitted. Next question. Can I trust allergen-free claims on product packaging? Well, you can treat them as a starting point, but it's not a final answer. Allergen-free is not regulated at all. It's not regulated in the same way as food allergen labeling in the US. A brand can claim allergen-free while still containing ingredients that cause reactions in specific individuals. So use the claim as a filter to identify candidates, then verify with the ingredient list using the technique in this guide. Look at the INCI name and look on Google or Cloud. So, like for Epilink specifically, the allergen-free claim is backed by a published full ingredient list on every product page, which you can verify with INCI, and we are free from 14 common food allergens per FDA. So the bottom line is, reading ingredient labels, skincare ingredient labels, is a learnable skill that takes about 5 minutes to understand and really 2 minutes to apply. For people with celiac disease, food allergies, eczema, or skin sensitivities, it's one of the highest return skill you can develop, giving you the ability to evaluate any product anywhere without relying on marketing claims that may not mean what you think they mean. So we choose to publish every ingredient on every product page, study our labels, use them as reference if you want to know what allergen-free looks like, and then apply same standards and everything else in your routine. And again, remember those 5 first ingredients are important, and my personal rule, less is more. If you see more than 20 ingredients in a skincare, put it down. Thank you so much for listening. Please don't forget to follow us and like this, and please let me know below in the comments what else you would like me to talk about and what other questions you may have. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.